Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. This particular podcast is geared to police officers, but open to anyone in emergency response and security. This podcast can be listened to instead of watched. This frees you up to do other things. Take me out on your run. Listen while you're cutting the grass. Integrate this. But don't doubt the power of what I'm about to tell you. It's life-changing, career-changing. Pay attention. In a few minutes, we're going to get into sense-making, according to the U.S. Department of Naval Research, and why this matters in operations. How to improve operations by making better operators. And yes, police officers need to think of themselves as operators. Improve operational effectiveness significantly in less than 4 weeks. The program that I've designed for you and that your peers tested in the only joint U.S.-Canadian police stress study is called the Weapons Pkg. It has been shown to improve operational effectiveness significantly. 84% of the officers in the field study saw an increase that was significant to them in less than 4 weeks. That was with minimal use. Officers were told not to change anything in their normal work-life routines, but to add in this program and listen to it once a week. In that field test group of 112 officers, over half of all officers had 10 years or more of policing experience. Almost 40% had prior military service. 72% were frontline patrol officers. 27% of the group were SWAT or other rapid response group members. 84% of your department, significantly more operationally effective in less than 4 weeks. What would that look like for you? I'm going to say that again. If 84% of your department was significantly more operationally effective in less than 4 weeks, what would that mean for you? 84% of those officers clearly stated they saw a difference that was significant to them. It didn't take long, and they credited what they learned in my program for that change. When I say significant to them, this was a field test, not a clinical test in a sterile lab somewhere. If this doesn't work in the field, it doesn't work. And I wanted those frontline and SWAT officers to judge it based on their own personal criteria. They did, and it passed with a 96% approval rating. This program was created for deployed military and has expanded in 2016 from the initial program that was field tested to include 2 new components, making it still a simple-to-use 3-component training system, the Weapons Pkg. You've chosen a job that is really hard, and you lace up your boots every day in the face of overwhelming odds. You have to be very lined up, internally, consistently, to do this work. The Weapons Pkg has been designed to help you do that, and it has been proven to work by your peer group. This program is both recovery resource and preemptive training, because once you understand the elements of this program, you will be able to create and maintain an inner alignment, leveraging the power of your subconscious mind in better ways than you ever have. PTSD symptoms? Gone. Having things in your life line up when you need them to? Easy. Mental clarity is imperative to have the level of situational awareness that an officer has to have. Just being able to complete the paperwork requires a well-functioning mind. No brain fog. This is achieved from limiting stress hormones, proper diet that doesn't create high levels of inflammation in the brain, high-functioning immune system, staying level emotionally and being in a state of relaxation that allows for recalibration. Harnessing the power of your subconscious mind to help you heal speeds up the process to the point of almost instantaneous results. The White Place Visualization Protocol in the Weapons Pkg is designed to do just that. How many people understand what that level of alignment is? You will start that process when you begin using the Weapons Pkg. Pre-operational planning, maintaining alignment during operations, feeling the feeling of the ending all the way through. You'll find all kinds of applications. Increased survivability. I have made this program incredibly simple. You still have to set aside the time to learn the exercises initially. Then you integrate them into your life. Your health, body, and mind is empowerment. To gain this empowerment will challenge existing paradigms you hold about power, your power. When you know the aspects of mental mastery that you will learn from the Weapons Pkg, you will be challenging your own status quo, the status quo of your department, you will make change happen. That's what empowerment does. Do not do this program if you like how things are. If you do this work consistently, you will change, improve, attract new things into your life. If you're not up for that, don't do this. Component 1 of the weapons package, the secret weapon, your mind, instructs you in how to use your mind better and to understand how responsible you are for your reality. Imagine standing in front of a mirror with an angry look on your face and demanding that the mirror smile. As within, so without. You have to smile first. That will be reflected back to you. I teach you how to line this up better than you likely ever have. Component 2 of the weapons package is mostly about getting you to relax and breathe and helping you to sleep better. 92% of officers in the field study found it easier to get to sleep by using this component. You, and I mean the big collective you, do not often get into a state of real relaxation. You are more likely to be in a state of hypervigilance. Having control over your subconscious will be necessary for many of you to actually allow yourself to relax, because in order to let yourself do that, you have to feel safe. Leveraging the power of the most powerful aspect of you, the biggest part of your mind, and getting it on board is necessary for you to overcome the loop many of you are in. This can be done, and I show you how. V2, component 3, aligns your body and feelings to value and power. There is nothing that matters more than how you feel. No joke. What you feel is communicated directly to your subconscious mind and plays out in your experience in some profound ways. You have to manage how you feel. This is beyond finding new coping strategies. This is harnessing the power of you. Integrate this into every day, into operations. As an example, do black smoke, which you learn in component 2, before you expect people to unpack after a critical incident. Get them centered first. Center yourself every day. It takes 5 minutes once you know how to do it. In the shower before you get dressed, in the patrol car before you head out, at a red light, on your lunch break. There are many times each day when you can fit in a few minutes of black smoke. That's just one exercise that you'll learn in your weapons package. What does better sleep mean to your operational effectiveness? You are operationally ineffective after 48 to 72 hours, and that includes broken sleep. I'm thinking of an officer who on a call opened the trunk of his cruiser to take out a shotgun and decided he'd better leave it there because he was too tired to be using it. Sleep deprivation kills people. Sometimes quickly, sometimes over time. But it needs to be treated with respect as the dangerous thing it is. How broken is your sleep? Need to fix that. In the field study, 84% saw an increase in sleep quality, 68% an increase in length of sleep, 72% decrease in the number of times waking up, 92% easier to get to sleep, 84% sleep is more restful, 76% energy levels have improved, 92% relaxation increased. Get your weapons package. Are you stressed? Is your operational stress and anxiety caused by systemic bullying and administrative nonsense? Death by paperwork is not a mental health issue. It becomes one. But it did not start out that way. Infighting on teams is not a mental health issue. It may become one because there's no trust and no cohesion, and we hate that. No trust in management is not a mental health issue. It becomes one. Mental health issues in policing do not normally start as such. They start as leadership issues, including betrayal, operational mess-ups, administrational retardation, systemic failure. Self-advocacy creates better working conditions. Speak up, stand up, call it when you see it. There's a direct correlation between operational stress and operational bullshit. Clean it up. Put up signs. No bullshit in my zone. Police officers, because of the day in, day out negativity you see, because you typically don't see people at their best, do you? Easy to detach, easy to fall into cynicism, and start to see the whole world as assholes and bullshit. Pull up. Don't allow yourself to fall into that pit. Many have fallen before you. Don't do it. Instead, value and power. Not abusive power, shared power. Helping each other to have that power. Power used wisely. Being the example of that power. In order to change the system, we need to feel good enough to change it, to self-advocate, and have a critical mass who feel good too, on a deep level, not a surface level. Because whatever the frequency you're in, the signal that is coming from you on an energetic level will attract its kind. If you are pretending to be fine, but are really in fear, guilt, sadness, anger, powerlessness, on this deep level inside, you'll experience examples of that. Fear lines up with things to be afraid of. Guilt lines up with forms of punishment, penalties, disappointments. Powerlessness lines up with situations that make you feel powerless again. Gotta get out of that into better feelings. Sometimes easier said than done at first. That's why you have me and this program. You are your organization. You are the great big blue. Change has to happen at the individual level first. You create more of a ripple effect than you realize. Start the ripple. Operational effectiveness makes everyone feel better. In order to get that, you need to feel better first. Then operations start to run better and everyone feels better. And you feel more better. And now you're thinking up stuff and doing stuff that seems effortless. And you've created momentum. And it cycles around. Better operators, better operations. Individual change integrated creates organizational change that sticks. Taking on big things, such as cultural level change, requires that you feel good first. Not everything becomes perfect in your department and you love going to work. You have to love going to work. And things start to get turned around. Now, if 7 people in your department all love going to work, are feeling positive and constructive, and things are getting done better than they were before, and have you noticed that when you feel good, things don't seem to take as much energy to do them? Good momentum going on, and it is contagious. What puts this whole process on steroids? Your subconscious mind, leveraging the power the U.S. Navy knows we have. The Department of Naval Research, getting right into your feelings in order to obtain higher levels of intuition. The opposite of what very patriarchal organizations like the military, like policing, have subscribed to for generations. Now the onus is being placed on not only feel your feels, but leverage them in a way most people never have. The Navy is calling it sense-making. In my work, I've come across it, and it was well documented in the police stress study, something called traumatic growth. But I don't mean what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I mean what didn't kill you made you spooky. Because now you have things like a sudden improvement in your night vision, precognition, and your inner radar picks up on things other people are oblivious to. The Navy since 2014 has been researching ways to leverage our intuition for operational use. Start with the Weapons Pkg. The key to successful visualization is feeling. The reason why the military's resiliency programming has for so long not resulted in the right outcomes is because the mental focus of the patriarchy has dismissed the importance of the divine feminine, our feelings, for thousands of years. Now the epitome of the patriarchy, the military, is realizing to become complete and high functioning, you need those feelings. Irony? Intuition is the process of reading your emotional landscape, which is also reading your external landscape accurately and fast. This is intel collection. And to get really good at it, a couple of important things need to happen. To use your intuition is to use your superpower. You have to renegotiate your relationship with your own power and clear away old beliefs and behaviors. The Weapons Pkg will help. We need to move out of our woundedness ASAP. Stop feeling the negative emotions most of us have and learn how to feel, how to use how we feel in a way most of us have never even heard of. Excellent! And I'm showing you how. Police officer, you have some immediate needs. End destructive behaviors. Increase force strength. Take care of you. The old ways of training are not effective enough. We need to leverage the power of us. To do this properly requires clearing out some of the old stuff we've been carrying around and realigning with the deepest, most powerful part of ourselves, better than we ever have. I feel an ooh-rah coming on. Here's what one of the officers from the field study said. As a police officer of almost 13 years, I have seen and have been privy to some horrific scenes. Up until about 2 years ago, our agency provided no critical incident debriefings, and it was ultimately up to individual officers to seek out support or mental health counseling. Since high school, I have also suffered from insomnia, which I never sought treatment for. I self-medicated with over-the-counter sleep aids or with alcohol to help me sleep. I was in need of something to get myself healthier and better focused. This program could not have come to me at a better time. I was the supervisor of a child abuse case that had resulted in the death of a 21-month-old boy, and I was having problems sleeping after that. I had tried all the usual remedies, to no avail. After being selected to the field test for the MBV program, which is component 2 of the weapons package, I can tell you my experience was life-changing. Since using this program, my insomnia has greatly diminished. My use of sleep aids and alcohol has been replaced with these techniques. It took approximately 6 weeks to feel completely comfortable with the techniques and to use them as I needed to appropriately. It's a system that is easily learned, but it is training. You must put in the work to get the results back. I would adamantly recommend this system to any of my fellow officers, all first responders, and to members of our armed forces. This truly has been an effective system for me, and I can't find one single reason not to recommend it. For both my personal and professional well-being, I have not found a better, more comprehensive system to clear my head and make things easier to deal with. Andrew Hadley, U.S. Police Officer, Colorado. Let's talk about being a warrior. Warriorship. Not leadership, warriorship. The distinction between police services and the military is shrinking. Equipment usage is an obvious example. Police departments are geared up with serious hardware these days. Special operations teams are the norm. While some officers do not consider themselves to be warriors. This is a misalignment. But what an opportunity. When the opportunity presents itself to you, please have a candid conversation amongst yourselves about the concept of warrior, because this ages-old archetype needs to have the space to become more. We need him to be more than he has ever been. So that means reconsidering, who is he? How does he do things? Do the old ideas of Bushido and other warrior codes still have meaning? More meaning than ever? Warriorship is a level of leadership that we need, because it is character-driven, ideal-driven, what the rest of us look up to. Because the lines between security disciplines have become so thin in places, good time for a good talk. Why is this important culturally, organizationally? Because where there is code, there is little bullshit. Where there is code, nothing slides. Where there is code, everyone is working every day at being the best version of themselves possible. Where there is code, no one gets left behind, and that weak link gets asked to leave or gets better. So many current problems are no longer problems. Warriors lead. Warriors also teach others commitment, persistence, stability, excellent communication, compassion, and total love of community. Warriors understand at a core level what is sacred, what is spiritual, and how we and everything else is connected. Warriors value life at a level most do not understand unless you are one. Be one. Help everyone around you, male and female, to be one. Why did I include the samurai in this training program? Because we need to get reacquainted with the ideas of warriors and code. Bring forward the parts of the old code that still make sense and create the new one we live by. You'll see the samurai. They're in component 3 of the weapons package. These are not learn-at-once exercises. This is really part of a greater philosophy of duty of care. In-class training is expensive. People learn and integrate information at different rates. How do we train this information into people in the most effective way? Programming like the weapons package. How can whole departments easily give this kind of training to every officer with the little training budget they have? Possible now. Take 3 installments of $22 off everyone's paycheck. Done. Everyone gets a copy of this program sent to their email. Done. How are we going to hit all the symptoms that come with PTSD and operational stress and what's going on in people's individual lives, cumulative stress? Get to the root of what is most common and train to that. The same process that will create incredible levels of operational success. In business, there is a concept called the Pareto principle. This is the 80-20 rule. Determine what are the smallest things you are doing that are getting you the biggest result. Do those things more and the rest less. The Weapons Package is designed with that in mind. All things that need to be changed can be changed for the better when you feel that you value you enough. You deserve the positive changes, you are powerful enough to create them, and you will be valued for your efforts. Valued by others. Interesting concept for a police officer who knows that every time you step out of your house, you are a target. What does valuing you more do externally? It changes the relationship you have with others, everyone else. Want to be valued more for the work you do? Want to be valued by society more because people in the communities you are serving value you more? Valued. They listen to you more easily. They follow instruction when they need to. They speak to you with more respect. How does that happen? The subconscious mind and the feeling of being valued create the experience of being valued. Thought, feeling, equivalent action. Value and power. Get some. And understand the operational implications. There are many. All in the Weapons Package. End destructive behaviors. Increase force strength. The Weapons Package. Get yours by clicking on the link below in the description box. $67 Canadian and an email address. Are you ready? If you are still with me here, this is resonating with you, and you and I need to have a talk. Just you and me. Warrior, you are needed in a way you have never been before in the history of us. We are in a massive transitional period right now. Never have we had to move so far, and it will happen more quickly than we may think possible. There have always been warriors across time. It is an old archetype. My archetype of healer is also very old. I have spent my entire life learning how to be this. There's always been someone like me walking a parallel path to the warriors. In my Mohawk culture, it was the shaman who prepared the warriors for battle and met the warriors returning from battle to put them through the clearing ceremonies necessary to reintegrate them back into the community. You put things on to go to war. You take those things back off when you come home. One of those clearing ceremonies is in the Weapons Package. But this is what I want you to hear, warrior. We are in a massive transition, with deconstruction happening in all aspects of our lives, and we are moving into a place we have not been before. All transitions are hard. This one is huge. All transitions create turmoil. You will see more of this. People are afraid. You will see more of this. The synchronicities you encounter may seem bizarre, but they are real and part of the transition we are in, moving in a 180-degree way into something we have to create on our way there. We've never done this like this on this level, and warriors are more needed now than ever. You will feel overwhelmed. Please don't feel fear. When you are lined up, you hold the space around people so well you make them feel safe, and that is so necessary now. The fear will increase, and you will need to hold the space. You have to be very lined up internally to do that. My job in this is as it has always been, to teach you and guide you and advise you to put on what you need to put on and take off what you need to take off, so you can be you as completely and masterfully as possible. I have always been here walking beside you, and always will be. Listen to what I'm telling you, and do the work of inner alignment. Get your new weapons package. Get lined up. Happy to be your instructor today. Stay safe.